Welcome into the WCS Sports Connection. I'm your host, District Athletic Director Patrick Whitlock, and with me as always, Tate Mathews. Tate, how are we doing?
Great weekend. Second week of spring flings here. Graduations all around us. We're getting ready to be summertime.
We both have kids graduating, so it's a lot going on.
Yep. My daughter graduated yesterday, and that was bittersweet, man.
Yeah, I know. Congrats on that.
You're a girl dad, so This is the first girl I had graduate, and man,
It's tough.
That was pretty tough.
It'll get better.
Oh yeah, Yep. I was over it afterwards. We had a nice little party. So
There you go. Well, we got some great props, but we really need crowns this week because we are truly, not us, but we are truly the kings. Well, it has nothing to do with me. But I told them once they give me this job, we'll start winning some titles.
And by gosh, we
coming
have.
through. Actually, credit to our teams, coaches, athletes, but a stellar week for Williamson County Athletics. We talked about we were playing for 7 championships. We said the over-under was 5.5, and we went over. And we almost had the clean sweep. 6 championships out of 7. Only loss in Class A boys lacrosse. Page falls to Knoxville West 6-5. I was actually at the tail end of that game. Knoxville West scored with like 4 minutes to go. It was just 6-5, low-scoring game. That's 11 championships on the year and 4 runner-up finishes so far. And we got more this week.
And we have a middle school championship.
We do. Brentwood Middle.
The Vikings
wins the soccer state championship by a score of 8-0. Beat Warren, yes. Boat Race City. Popcorn.
We got any popcorn? Can we put a popcorn?
8-0.
I like a bucket, not a bag, right? You a bucket guy?
Yeah, for sure. Got to buy that for the
Brentwood Middle, Boat Race City.
Boat Race City. 8-0 over Warren County Middle School or something. They didn't give up a goal in the state tournament.
Clean sheets.
So, congrats to the Vikings.
Probably ought to leave this here.
Yeah, because we got a lot of awesome things to talk about. So we're going to start with probably the most unbelievable comeback I've ever heard of. That's not totally true, but
name one better.
I can't think of one. Girls flag football.
The Buffalo Bills and
when they were down in the divisional game against
it was the Oilers,
Houston.
wasn't it?
Yeah, the Oilers.
Warren Moon was the quarterback?
Yeah.
For the Oilers.
And just like that game back in 1993, I quit watching this game as well because I was at Lacrosse and had some things going on, family-oriented. But nonetheless, the Ravenwood Lady Raptors win their 5th consecutive flag championship, their 2nd TSSAA state championship. They went 3-0 in pool play, beating Arlington, Mount Juliet, who they would beat in the championship game. They came back against Mount Juliet in pool play in that game, I believe to win 18-14, trailed by a couple scores in that, and also beat Walker Valley. And then in bracket play, they beat Bearden 33-12. They handled Walker Valley, and then that set up the showdown with Mount Juliet. So I was out there for the Bearden game. They just went out there, took care of business, got I think a 26-0 lead. Bearden garbage time, touchdowns late, but beat down. And then I got over to Centennial to watch some lacrosse, and I'm watching on NFHS Network, and it's 19-0 at the half. Mount Juliet takes the opening possession of the second half, makes it 26-0, or 25-0, and I was like, wow, I better focus on this lacrosse game. I turned it off and just assumed it was over because there's only 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and that's when everything changed. The Raptors scored 27 unanswered points over the last 18 minutes and 11 seconds. Allie Joyce broke the scoring drought with a 12-yard touchdown with 6:11 to go in the third from fellow senior Carol Merville. Shocker to bring her name up, not at all. And then she hauled in the go-ahead score on a 19-yard strike from Merrill with 51 seconds to go. Did you see some of those catches on social media?
Yes.
Allie Joyce.
Monster catches.
Unbelievable big-time catches. Going up in traffic, going through contact on some of those. What a performance. I'm ashamed to say that. So I went, my daughter had a banquet. So it was at Centennial, so I'm kind of going back and forth between the lacrosse games and her banquet. And I'm like, let me just look at Twitter. And I look, and it's like, Charles Pulliam, Ravenwood's still on top. I was like, what happened? 27 unanswered.
Crazy.
I'm
pretty sure once it started, they had no empty possessions. they didn't have time, right?
No, I didn't think there was enough time to come back.
Right.
Now, Coach Elrod said that Mount Juliet did some poor clock management. It's part of the game. Like, Ravenwood D makes some adjustments to Mount Juliet's best player. I don't know her name. She was tearing them up. She's blazing
on
fast.
Fire.
Yeah.
I think she had 182 receiving yards, which does not happen against Ravenwood. But no, it's one, we don't really care, but kudos to Mount Juliet. Obviously, they learned something from the first game, made some adjustments. They came out on fire. But to be up 25-0 and then for those young ladies to come back, Coach Rodriguez spoke about second half. He went all seniors. He was like, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down with the ones that have been here, been in the fires. And QB1, that's what I will refer to her as from here on out. QB1, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Ended the season with 84 touchdowns. If you had had her on fantasy, you'd be
the
really
champion.
Good team. You'd probably be the champion.
You'd win.
And you mentioned Allie Joyce with those catches, but Avery Brown had 3 sacks on defense. Lindsay Lee, 6 flag pulls, 4 PBUs, had 2 big receptions on offense. They all contributed. Team win. Coach Rod, did you see afterwards? Rick Rod was pretty fired up.
He was, as he should be.
He should be. Yeah. But there's been, the pilot season, and then every season after. There's only been one team left standing, and it's been the Lady Raps all 5 years.
I'm calling. I'm sure they'll take this into account. I'm calling for the expansion of the playoffs. There's over 200 teams in Tennessee that play girls flag football.
Because you think.
Well,
we should have had more in.
Well, there's just 8 there. Have you been to one of those state championships? There's only been 2.
Yeah, I couldn't go this year, but I went last year.
But it's crazy. Like there's action everywhere. There's a lot of energy.
Oh yeah.
Add 8 more in each classification.
And I love how the male Raptor athletes support this team.
Oh yeah.
They're all in.
Maverick Chance over there on the sideline. Femi Babalola coming back. He was there.
Think about that.
They had a big.
Femi Babalola and Maverick Chance in the fall at quarterback, and then you got QB1
right
in the spring.
A lot of QB talent.
That's pretty blessed
on Wilson Pike for sure. But that was, I was bummed. I was like, man, they're gonna get beat. This is a bummer. And then I looked and I was like, we won.
Well,
amazing.
I don't know if you remember. So we're on a text with Pulliam, and he said something about da-da-da, and I didn't read the whole text. And I was like, let's go. And then I don't know why, I went back and it said Mount Juliet's up 19-0. I was like, what?
Right. And just dominating.
Yes.
Like they got a touchdown in the last play of the first half. I was like, this is it, man. Three score game, you're in trouble. But
thanks for playing.
Credit to those young ladies. They get it done again.
They like to call themselves the Angry Golden Bears. They were really angry, but for a different reason.
We rip on a lot of other counties in here. It was a good effort. Just couldn't get it done. 11 titles so far this year. Anyway, all right. Speaking of Ravenwood, we're going to move on to girls lacrosse. Congrats to Coach Dreyer. Yet another state championship for the Lady Raptors. Girls lacrosse captures the 2026 AA state championship with a 19-4 win over Bearden High School out of Knoxville. Senior Addie Barlow controls the draw circle with 10 draw controls, tying a single season record, and 112, setting a school career record with an even 300. She also contributed 4 goals and assists, 7 ground balls, and 3 forced turnovers. That is a ton of stats.
Yes.
Filling up the stat sheet. Olivia Sacco had 5 goals, 2 assists. Lily Callaghan with 3 goals. Dylan Kaiser with 2 goals and 1 assist. And then rounding out the scoring were Logan Lynn with 1 goal, sophomore Daisy Comparis with 1 goal, sophomore Riley Money with 1 goal, 5 assists, tying Ravenwood's single season assist record with 46. A lot of young talent putting up numbers there as well. I expect the Lady Raptors to be back in the mix again next year.
I do too.
It's criminal that it's 19-4 in the championship when they played Franklin twice and it was like 11-8, 11-7. Franklin should be runner-up.
Correct.
But that's not how it works.
This is obviously the flag football is a dynasty. Girls lacrosse is, they're they're going to be in the conversation next year, the year after. I got to think the favorite. Coach Stryer's got them rolling.
And we'll talk about it here in a second. When we get reclassified, we probably won't dominate as much because everybody but maybe Centennial will be AA.
Right.
I mean, and who knows, Centennial might get an enrollment spike here in a few. Who knows how that's going to play out. But single A, Page Patriots finished 16-5 and claimed the single A girls lacrosse state championship with a 9-7 win over Seymour. Program's second consecutive championship. It's a three-peat for Page, who won the TGLA state title in 2024. Sophomore Emery Thompson led Page with 4 goals, and senior Ella Wilson added 3. Thompson was the hero last season as she scored the game-winning goal to secure the title. Had a big game again this year. Interesting fact that I got from Coach Gray this morning, Page had to play 2 players down the last 13 minutes of the game with an 8-5 lead. So able to hold on.
Penalty?
Yeah, they were ejected for yellow cards, not for acting crazy, just for fouls and stuff.
Playing physical.
Yeah. So they were able to hold on to that lead. But congrats to the Lady Patriots. It's a good day over at Ravenwood High School on Friday for Williamson County Athletics. 2 female titles.
That's right. Coach Fasano doing a great job with them. They beat Seymour last year by 1 goal. So that's a competitive rivalry right there.
It
but
is.
Nonetheless, three-peat.
Yeah. Eventually, Page will probably move up to that AA threshold whenever we redraw after a year or whatever. We're still going to dominate lacrosse. Let's be very clear. It does not matter. All right. Speaking of lacrosse, we're going to move on to boys. So as I was over at Centennial the other night,
I saw this. I can't wait to hear this.
They ejected some people for bringing artificial noisemakers.
Nolensville people or
Page people?
Page people,
and then some Nolensville people in game 2.
Gotcha.
First game was Page, Knoxville West. Knoxville West beats Page 6-5 to take that title. Talked about that briefly.
What were they?
They were the Horns.
Yeah.
And
you don't dig those.
Well, that really upset the Page community because that's kind of their thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The train horns. So I don't understand why it's just perfectly kosher in football. But yet this is another outdoor sport. And like, can't have them. TSSAA was all over that. So just for future reference, I know that's not something that people in Rudderville are going to be happy about, but you can't bring horns to lacrosse games. But in the nightcap, we had an all-Wilco final. Nolensville takes the win with a 17-8 win over Brentwood. They're champs for the 2nd season in a row and 3rd time in the last 4 years, including the TSLA title. Nolensville scored 4 goals in the first 5 minutes of the game, was up 6-1. They took care of them pretty easily. Nolensville, clearly the class of AA this year. Brentwood did cut the lead 9-5 early in the second half, but that's as close as they would come. And the Knights scored 5 straight to end the 3rd.
It was over then.
Yeah, it was academic after that point. So congrats to the Knights on winning another state title. Great turnout over there at Centennial the other night. And we talked about the fact that we won 6 titles. And that leads us to the first titles of the week, which were in tennis. But before we go any further, we also had a singles winner. Emma Baker from Page High School won the Division I AA Girls Singles Championship. She defeated her opponent from Hardin Valley, the same person that put her out a year ago, 7-5, 6-1. Emma's committed to play tennis at Southern Illinois. And I was thinking about that this morning. Like, what a steal for Southern Illinois to get the AA
I would think so.
state champion from Tennessee. I mean, that's pretty strong. Typically, a state champion from Tennessee goes to play at like an SEC school or whatever. Obviously, they did a great job recruiting somebody of that caliber. But congrats to Emma Baker from Page High School for winning that. And then team-wise, Brentwood girls defeat Tennessee High 4-3 in the semis and then beat Collierville 4-3 in the championship. They lost the doubles point, but on courts spots 1 and 6, they went to tiebreakers, and that after the first 2 sets. And Susanna Shalkovich at the 1 spot and Caroline Corley in the number 6 spot won their tiebreakers, gives the Lady Bruins their 3rd title in a row and 4th in the last 5 years. Coach Young was pumped. I talked to her on the phone.
She should be.
She came back on Wednesday and then had to go back on Thursday because her doubles team was playing. That's dedication right there. And then the Brentwood boys beat Cookeville 4-3 and then Collierville 4-1 for the state title. That's their 2nd title in 3 years, 2024. Between Brentwood and Collierville, they've won like 5 of the last 6 because Collierville won it in 21, 22, 23, I think. I had no clue that Collierville was such a juggernaut in tennis.
I didn't either.
But there you have it. So congrats to Bruins tennis just continuing to dominate.
Yeah, Coach Young, ever since she took over, all they've done is win.
Yeah.
Like
it's in her
racking
DNA.
up the hardware.
It's in her DNA. So that concludes what was a heck of a week.
Week one.
We both took the over.
Yes.
5.5. I don't know. I think I said 6. You might have said 6 too. I
can't remember. We need to check the notes.
We need to go back and watch tape. We'll do it.
It's strong.
We'll do it.
I think I did because I think we were going to get all 4. I think I said all 4 in lacrosse. So.
Right. And we were close to the sweep.
Right. And I had to. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I was confident.
I mean,
girls flag football was coming.
Right.
We knew we were going to win one of these tennis.
Right.
So.
Yeah, when I thought girls flag was going to lose, I was like, oh, we're only going to win 5.
No crying on the yacht.
Only 5. What other county or school district can you even compare this to?
There's not one.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Blount County, when Maryville was winning and Alcoa was winning every year, and then, Alcoa started winning in basketball and, but nothing like this.
No.
And we know it. I mean, spring sports, it's just, when we get to the spring, buddy, it's full tilt.
It's on. It is on. And guess what? It is not over.
Not over.
Because we got baseball, softball, soccer, and track this week. So we'll start with baseball. Ravenwood is returning to the state tournament after beating Riverdale. They won the first game 12-8 on Wednesday, but they had a little bit of trouble on Thursday. In fact, got down 5-0. But in the 4th inning, they turned it all around by scoring 12 runs and ended up winning 17-9. Kind of a home run derby type score there,
yes.
Beating Riverdale. But they're head of the state tournament for the first time since they had 3 consecutive bursts, starting back in 2016 with the great Teddy Craig at the helm back
Mr.
then.
May.
Yes, Mr. May for sure. Junior Colton Karkow went 3 for 4. Emerson Ross and Wyatt Severance kicked off the scoring spree in the 4th with back-to-back RBI doubles. Brett and Luke Pachoric, I think I said that wrong. Coach Elrod corrected me, but I didn't write it down. I'm sorry, Brett and Luke. In fact, I saw them when I visited Ravenwood the other day. I apologize. They got in the action with run-scoring singles. Luke's hard grounder to left field plated 2 more Ravenwood runs as they turned a 5-0 deficit into a 6-5 lead and just kind of took off from there. So congrats to Ravenwood returning to the borough. And then Nolensville's path was a little bit tougher. They take game 1 5-2. They fall in game 2, which they didn't play. It was supposed to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They didn't play Thursday because it was Siegel's graduation. So they played Friday night, lost that game, and then they come back Saturday afternoon, get a 7-0 win over Siegel, Boat Race City.
That's Boat Race City in baseball.
And now they are both on to the state tournament in a double elimination bracket that starts Tuesday. Both teams playing in the afternoon. Nolensville playing at 6:30 and Ravenwood playing at 4:30, different sites. Ravenwood is playing at Siegel. Nolensville is playing at Oakland. When you look at this draw, boy, Nolensville did not get any favors in the draw department. Collierville, Farragut on the top half of that bracket, and then they will play Cookville on Tuesday. The bottom half, a little bit more manageable, I feel, for the Raptors. They play Shelbyville Tuesday at 4:30, and then Oak Ridge and Houston are at the bottom of that bracket. The interesting thing about the baseball bracket, there's 8 teams, but they're all coming from 4 regions. So all these regions swept.
Yep.
In the sectionals.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, for sure. So
that game 3, 7-0, Hutch Weaver with a complete game shutout.
That's big.
In a win-or-go-home game.
That's impressive.
That's strong.
Nolensville's pitching is
legit.
Elite. I mean, it is elite. Not to say Ravenwood's isn't really, really good. It is. They can get through the top half of that bracket. What if we got an all-Wilco final Friday night at 7? How epic would that be?
It'd have to be the first time ever.
Oh, I can't remember.
Fair.
We used to be pumped about getting a team there.
Right.
And now it's like
2, and now we're talking about getting 2 to the finals. But, yeah, you're right. Nolensville's got the pitching. Ravenwood has pitching, but they've got the bats.
That lineup is
And remember, because you lived through it, those two schools used to be the same people.
They were.
Like, can you imagine what a super team that would be?
Wow. I think that's what people say about Brentwood and Ravenwood, too.
Griffin Hendricks with a 3-run bomb in that 7-0 game, too.
Now, congrats to Coach Hudson making a return trip to the state tournament.
Hey, Coach Hudson, 4th trip to the state tournament.
Yeah, it's
in baseball, that's tough.
And what is he, like 30 years old?
I think he's a little older.
I know, but I mean, he looks
But he's
young,
a
right?
puppy.
Yeah, he's a young kid. Okay, good job, Coach. All right.
Coach, you think we're okay, let's just do this. We think Nolensville beats Cookeville.
Cookeville's good.
I know.
But yeah, I think they beat Cookeville. Right. But then they got Farragut. And Farragut's loaded.
Always.
And
we think Ravenwood beats Shelbyville.
Yes. I don't know a whole lot about Oak Ridge or Houston.
The only thing I know about Oak Ridge is Big Ed's Pizza.
Yeah. And that ain't going to help them on Wednesday.
No. And I know nothing about Houston. I've learned this, though. When I see Houston 28-13, I think,
see ya.
That stunk. But sometimes that's fool's gold.
In West Tennessee. I mean, come on.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, from Jackson to Memphis, they don't even play baseball.
No.
So, I'm going with Oak Ridge. Are you?
Yeah.
I think Ravenwood beats Oak Ridge.
I do. I like Ravenwood will be there on Friday.
I think so, too.
I think their draw is more advantageous. I do think Nolensville has the pitching to navigate that top half of the bracket. It's going to be tough, though.
I think I think Ravenwood needs to go all the way through more than Nolensville. I think Nolensville has a
Nolensville can fight out of a loser's break. They could absorb a loss. And I'll just be honest. Like a few weeks ago, it looked like Ravenwood was a little checked out.
Not anymore.
After the Nolensville series, they dropped a game to Brentwood in the district tournament. They're playing with renewed faith. So much to say that they dyed Coach Gregali's hair blonde.
Nice.
It looks ridiculous, but
I thought that was a soccer deal. It's baseball too. No, it is baseball.
Listen, I'm not a tattoo guy, but I told the team if we ever won a state title, I would get a tattoo of a raptor. I don't have a tattoo of a raptor.
Were you going to put it on your deltoid?
No, probably not. That's ridiculous. Anyway, what I'm saying is coaches will do crazy things to motivate their kids. So
agree.
And Ravenwood just seems to have renewed life and playing really well.
A lot of confidence.
Playing really well. Just handled Riverdale in that sectional, no problem. All right, now let's go on to softball. A little bit of a surprise here. So let's start off with the region final. Summit loses to Page 7-6 last week in the Region 6-4A championship. That was last Wednesday night. It was the 5th game they played 6 times. This is the 5th game that's been decided by 2 runs or less between these two foes. They obviously played a lot this year. Summit had a 1-5 record against Page, including 4 games in the last 8 days, which that is not good.
No, I don't like that.
We got to fix that. 3 in the District 12 4A tournament and last Wednesday's region title. Page catcher Izzy Melton drove in the winning run with a 2 RBI single to left center on a 1-2 pitch with 2 outs in the 4th inning to give the Lady Patriots a 7-5 victory in the region championship. That sounds fantastic, right, for the Lady Patriots? The problem is Riverdale upsets Stewart's Creek. Stewart's Creek, the number 2 ranked team in the state. And Page's reward is getting to host Stewart's Creek on the sectional game, and they fall 6-3. Valiant effort, couldn't get it done. Coach Polk, good season. It's crazy how that works out sometimes, right?
Yep.
But the beneficiary of that, Coach Stevenson and Summit. 7-5 win over Riverdale, punched their ticket to state. Audrey Cathy, the Mizzou signee, 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, 2 homers, 1 to extend that lead. I believe in the 6th inning, Sam Malcolm goes 3 for 4 with an RBI. And Summit's 6 games of postseason play. This doesn't even include the Riverdale game, all right? Batting .368, on-base percentage .466, have 8 players hitting .333 and higher. Audrey Cathy's hitting .563 with a .741 on-base percentage.
Pretty good.
Holy cow. Peyton Robertson hitting .500. Addie Willingham hitting .474 and .538. Sam Malcolm hitting .409 with a .480 on-base percentage. 27 stolen bases, 5 home runs. and Coach Stevenson has them in the state tournament for the first time since 2022. I don't want to call it a Cinderella run, but they've just hit their stride here in the past 3 weeks,
right,
with some big wins.
Well, and we talked about it at the beginning. They were young, rebuilding.
Not anymore.
Getting their team right. They play a tough schedule, which is what you ought to do. But yeah, you got to call it. I mean, what's their overall record?
17-19.
You got to call that a Cinderella, but it's awesome. So it's such a great story.
Not the worst draw in the world for Summit. They avoid Stewart's Creek. I don't know who the number 1 team is in the state ranked.
Probably Stewart's Creek, because it was Green Hill, which that's like.
Oh, that's right. They got eliminated.
Green Hill got beat by Lincoln County.
That's crazy.
That is a monumental upset. So I would say Stewart's Creek's the 1 seed.
So Summit has Maryville on Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And
manageable.
It's manageable. Winnable. It is a double elimination bracket. And then they would play either Mumford or East Hamilton. Also, you get Mumford, that's manageable. So
I think I'm going with East Hamilton on that one.
Yeah, I would think so. But it gives you a chance to fight out a loser's bracket. If it comes to that, nonetheless, what a season for Summit turning on.
Great season.
Congrats.
Really proud of them.
Yeah.
That's
they're there.
That's a team story, man. That's what you want to see.
It is. And they got a chance. I mean, it's, with some upsets, you just never know.
That's right. Well, I know this. You have 4 people bat over 400 in this tournament. You got a pretty good shot.
Yeah. And they have, that's impressive. 8 players hitting over a 333.
Pretty strong.
Yeah. All right. On to the one that we feel really good about. Boys soccer. We're going to start with Fairview. They lost to Station Camp in the sectional. Congrats to Coach King. Another excellent season. Just couldn't quite get over the hump there. Station Camp, probably one of the favorites to win it all.
Right.
In AA. But let's start with. I don't mean to laugh, but it's funny. Let's start with the regional semifinals. Ravenwood wins 9-0 over Warren County. They called the game with like 13 minutes to go.
What are they? I don't even remember them.
The Pioneers.
Pioneers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
Can't get beat by a Pioneer in soccer.
Well, they're not the
Well,
Pioneers.
they didn't.
Yeah, they did not.
By the way, we don't do Boat Race City in soccer for those games.
But I mean, that would be.
Oh, it was Boat Race City, yeah. But
Franklin.
I mean,
the Admirals 6-0 over Shelbyville. I don't know why it was only 6, but whatever. So then they play again in the region final. Franklin beats Ravenwood 1-0 in region final. So they are now 3-0-1 against Ravenwood this year. Tyler Anderson's overtime goal gave them the Region 5 AAA Soccer Championship. And then we go on to the sectional. Franklin beats Beach 2-0. Played that in the afternoon because Beach had graduation that night. Thanks for coming. And then Ravenwood beats Hendersonville 5-0. Just absolutely dominates.
That is Boat Race City in
Aiden
soccer.
Carruthers, 2 goals. So this leads us to a little bit of controversy in my mind. I just gave you the fact that Franklin has handled Ravenwood on multiple occasions this year. And they used the RPI to seed the state tournament. Well, guess who was seeded higher than Franklin based on the RPI?
Ravenwood.
Ravenwood was. And it's indicated in the draw. So at the top half of this bracket, you've got Bearden and Cleveland, and then you've got Knoxville West playing Franklin. So obviously, Bearden is the number 1 overall seed. Cleveland is the 8th based on RPI. Franklin is 4. Knoxville West is 5.
Real quick, coaches voted for this, right? They wanted this.
This was what they wanted. I'm not complaining about the system. I'm complaining about the RPI.
Right.
How do you have a head-to-head? Because it's not like Franklin played a weak schedule.
No.
It is what it is. So Ravenwood gets a pretty good draw when it's all said and done. They will play Houston on Tuesday, and then they will play the winner of Siegel and Collierville, provided they beat Houston. Okay, but Ravenwood essentially the 3 seed, Franklin the 4. I believe Collierville is the 2 seed, Siegel is the 7 there. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think there's a decent chance. Franklin is, they've been on fire.
They've been on fire.
They've been unstoppable. Possibly a Franklin-Bearden matchup in the semifinals. Franklin gets through to that. You like Ravenwood chances to get through on the bottom. I mean, Friday could be an epic day. I hope to be in Murfreesboro all day. All day. For the 11 a.m. championship.
Bearden's really good, but Franklin, Sawyer Skelton, had another in the championship against Ravenwood in the Beach in the sectional 2-0. Before that, Ravenwood 1-0. Clean sheets. He's got 11 clean sheets on the season. They've played, I think, 18 games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they played 18 games. He's got 11 clean sheets.
It's like a 60% rate of clean sheets.
If you can't score, you can't beat somebody.
You can't win.
So I like what they got going on. And with Coach Burgoyne retiring at the end of the year.
If they can send Coach out with a championship, I'm all in on that.
Ravenwood doesn't care anything about that.
No, they could care less. And I mean, honestly, if it's those two teams in the finals, they've had some tight matches. I think from a mental perspective, like, kind of favors Ravenwood a little bit because you're like, hey, we haven't gotten these guys in these contests before, but like this is the one that matters. And I think like when you're the favorite because you've won some of those, like you're a little uptight.
Think so?
Some anxiety.
I can see it both ways.
As a coach, I would be. I don't know. It depends on the mentality of your kids.
Right.
If your kids are super mentally tough.
My message would be they haven't beat us so far. What makes you think you could beat us today?
Yeah.
Go out there and prove it.
I mean, some teams thrive on that mentality.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. We're going to find out, hopefully. That's the plan. And then also this Thursday, we've got the AA Fairview and AAA state championships for track. We had the pentathlon this past weekend for the ladies. Anna Keeney from Ravenwood was the runner-up, oh so close. And then the decathlon, Clayton Blanton, also from Ravenwood, was the runner-up.
Really strong.
Yeah, so I imagine we might have a chance for a state title for a team in track. And I'm talking about the Brentwood boys.
Yes.
Very good chance. I mean, don't count out the Brentwood girls.
Don't count them out.
They finished third in that sectional, so that would be kind of a shocker. But they're going to qualify enough people to be in the mix.
Right, 100%.
So we'll see. So, we're at 11 state championships and counting. We have the potential to gain 4 more this week. That's probably a stretch. So with 4 possibilities, how many do you think we get? The over-under is 1.5. This week's a little tougher.
Over. I
Okay.
think we get 2.
What sports do you think we have the best chance in? Obviously, boys soccer.
Boys soccer.
And?
Brentwood High Track. Boys.
Okay.
What about you?
Soccer, to me, seems like our best chance by far.
I think so.
Baseball could get interesting, but I mean, that's tough.
It's such a tough tournament to win.
Yeah.
I think it's too long. I don't know. I don't know how you tweak it. And softball's going to be really tough too, but they're playing great.
Yeah.
But I think those are the 2 probably toughest tournaments to win.
Absolutely.
It's got to be mentioned. What a spring! What a 2 weeks Ravenwood High School's having. I mean, we're all Wilco here, but girls flag football champions, girls lacrosse champions, baseball's in the state tournament for the first time since
2018.
Soccer's there, got a good
runners up in
two runner-ups or a runner-up in the decathlon, a runner-up in pentathlon. It's pretty strong.
So we haven't tabulated the standings for the Wilco Cup.
It's going to be closer this year.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is something that wasn't on the script, but I do want to talk about. So last year Brentwood wins it, but Page was right there on their heels. Page is going to be in the mix again. They've had a really good year. Can we also talk about women's athletics at Summit? I mean,
strong.
Volleyball wins the state title. Girls soccer state, state semifinals, I believe, or state qualifiers. I'd have to go back and look. And now softball, right there. I mean, Summit has had an excellent year in girls sports. Ravenwood, obviously, runner-up in football. Then, sectional in boys basketball, and then some success here this past week with a chance to add on to that. I mean, I have to go back and look at statistics. This could be the closest Wilco Cup, but I think the point I'm getting at is like the parity in Williamson County just continues to grow.
Correct.
And
so many good athletes.
Page becoming a bigger school and let's be honest, like when I got here 19 years ago, Page was kind of like an afterthought athletically. Right. Like they would have some success here and there. But man, they're in everything right now. And then you got the usual suspects. Ravenwood's still really strong. Brentwood's strong. Summit having a great year. Women's sports. Fairview's had a solid year.
Yes.
Advancing to some different state championships or some sectionals. They've dominated getting to the sectionals at least. And then, you look down there, Indy, Nolensville. I mean, Nolensville, the emergence of Nolensville High School, it's been pretty impressive.
We're not going to do a segment, but if we were, that's for the RPI.
Yes. So, soccer RPI, you got to wear this hat and that tie, but the tie's money. So, anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Tate's on hiatus next week. We'll have a special guest, which I don't know who that's going to be. But nonetheless, I think we'll have some more things to celebrate. And we got the Wilcos coming up in about 3 weeks.
It's going to be great.
We're going to announce some more finalists this week and early next week. If you think you're in the mix, please check your email and RSVP because we got to get those numbers in.
Yes.
But we're getting spring and winter. We're done. I mean, fall and winter, we got them all in. But spring is going to be a dogfight to get this done, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time.
Full confidence in you, buddy.
Well, we'll
I know
see.
You're going to get it done.
Yeah.
And congratulations to all the graduates.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Week. The graduation window starts Thursday. So have fun, and we will see you next week.